Alright, hello and welcome back to our Ford farm. Uh, One of the things that I'm trying to do with this with this farm, is to kind of give it the vintage feel. So I know right now using this brand new Grimmy topper ruins that a little. But wait, it gets worse. In order to actually dig the potatoes out of the ground, we're going to have to use a bigger setup. So I got this T7 um, chip tuned up so that it should be strong enough to run this. I don't know if the yield in this little potato field is even worth the money that we put into all this. This was 500, the tractor was 8, and the harvester was 10, I think. So this might just be a whole foolishness, really. But anyways, I wanted to go ahead and do the job, and we will get these potatoes up in the silo. I did a little bit off camera just to get the job ready to go, but the difficulty with trying to do anything remotely vintage on this game is that you end up not having the proper equipment for a lot of jobs. Like, I've got a vintage baler and bale wagon that I use on my IH series, and I could bring those over and use them here, but I don't know. I don't really mind the round baler that we're using here. That'll work just fine for our purposes. So if anybody has an old, like a bigger Ford, I swear I've seen a bigger Ford on one of the, like, old school modding or something, one of those sites, but I didn't think that it was a good uh, I didn't grab it at the time, and now I don't remember well enough to know exactly where to go to find it. So if anybody knows where I could get one, that'd be great. But I remember on 19, I had an old potato digger too. It was some kind of European, like Eastern European thing mod that I found on some website that I wouldn't necessarily recommend, but it was cool to be able to do essentially like budget potato harvesting. I've actually done some research on that. Like, how do, like, potatoes are not that expensive, like, even at your table. So how do potato farmers make it work? Like, do they just, when they start out, go buy a $250,000 harvester and just hope they can use it for 30 years? I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me, to be honest. It just doesn't make sense to me. So what I'm going to do here, if I get this straight, what I'm going to do here is go ahead and get a worker on that, and I'm going to try to, we probably need to do that, and then probably that, and then probably this. So this tractor should be plenty. Are we getting any potatoes? I'm seeing, there we go. We're up to 138 liters from that little bit. So I can't really tell how wide. I guess it's 2 rows. Is that for real? That's all, this huge machine, and it's only 2 rows at a time? Good night. Okay, I might be reconsidering this whole operation. I don't want to have a whole farm based on. Boy, they made potatoes harder to do than they used to be. Sorry about the neighbor's field here. So did I miss? Is this a batch that I saw? A row that I missed here? Or is that nothing? That's nothing. So maybe it gets 3 rows. You can kind of see, if you look here, you can see these, like on an angle, you can see the green sprouts. That's where the potatoes are. The brown ones means that, oh, okay, I see. So I veered over here. Right. The brown things were weeds. So I just need to to find a lane and kind of stick with it. And then if I need to come back and get stuff later, I can always do that. Yeah, see, that seems to be maybe getting 3 rows? 2, 3 rows? Okay, so we are at 1,700 potatoes. Gosh, I cannot see the difference. Let me see what it looks like in the tractor. No better. Okay. I guess we'll go off of the weeds. This is a really cool operation, but I think we might switch to sugar beets for the next. I'm glad I didn't buy this equipment. Good heavens. This thing. I would say it's like turning around an 18-wheeler, but honestly, I think it's easier to turn around an 18-wheeler. I really need to look around and see if I can't find a... Oh, is it going to let us dig these in the rain? I mean, I would think of all the harvesting things you could do, potatoes would probably be one that would not be impacted by the rain. Lightning, on the other hand, I don't think I would keep doing in real life. One thing I'm not sure how people feel about, I'm contemplating buying some fields just to get the crop that's in it and then sell the field back. That's called field flipping, and it's frowned upon in the. I think universally in the farm sim community, we would say that's kind of cheating. Um, So to make it feel a little more acceptable, I thought I might do what Daggerwind does, which is require that I put a crop in it then before I sell it. So that way I'm not just taking a crop off, but I'm putting another crop in. And I don't know why this is not... Oh, there they go. I don't know how people feel about that, but I was thinking about doing that in particular. So we're going to have field 5 and field 6 over there across the street. that we can plant, you know, like right now. Like after we get done with these potatoes, we can go and plant our fields. And the pig food, so the TMR is essentially already taken care of, just with the grass that I cut in the yard. We can make TMR with grass and silage and hay. So what I was thinking is we'll buy that field 6 back behind there. Back behind the TMR barn. We'll buy that field 6, and that can be our grass, hay, silage field moving forward. But for the other fields, I'm sorry, not 6. I don't think that grass field has a number. But you get the idea. I want to have one field that's going to be for our grass, hay, silage. And then we'll have those 2 arable fields across the street. And then we're going to have these 2 tiny fields over here. Now, it seems almost unavoidable that we're going to have to buy a combine with a corn header and a regular header, because we're going to have so many crops that are going to need that. So we can do sorghum and corn and wheat and probably some sort of protein crop too. So I'm hoping that these potatoes, you know, we haven't gotten one full load yet, but we're getting there. So if we're, what would you say, half the field right now? A little bit less than half the field right now, and I've missed some rows, but I think I'm close. So let's say we get 20,000 potatoes out of this. 20,000 liters of potatoes, I should say. Let's say we get that out of this field. That's going to be great moving forward, but I'm not putting potatoes in a tiny field like this again, right? I say all this to say, maybe we buy another field that has something that we need, so that we don't have to use our limited field space for a crop that's just a partial. In other words, maybe we plant wheat, because then we can use the straw in our TMR, and maybe we plant sorghum in our 2 fields, but that's still going to leave us 1 ingredient shy. So whatever that 1 ingredient shy is, maybe we just buy a field, harvest it, and then we can plant something else in it and sell it back. That's what I'm getting at. I know it was a really long-winded way of explaining it, but there's another part of me that's like, you know, just give the pigs bits and pieces. They don't have to have the perfectly mixed pig food for the first year. Maybe we just buy some little pigs too, and kind of raise them up that way. Alrighty, we are real close. So I think what I'm going to do is stop this here and open that up. And I'm going to try this trailer. It may not work. Oops. Who left that there? So one thing with these funky tires, you have to be careful you don't turn too sharp, oddly enough. I don't love this field. I gotta be honest. I might sell this field and that little field there, and do something else with it. Okay, I think that's probably close. Oh yeah, it works. I really liked the way this Orkel trailer looked when I saw it in the store. I don't know if they actually have these in the US. Oh, look at that. Filled her up. 7,200 taters. I don't know if we have these trailers in the US. I don't know. I just like the look of it. It seemed like a really good size for this kind of farm. This is what I mean. Like, look at everything else on this farm. Isn't it like perfect size, proportion, whatever for this? And then you got this enormous potato harvester. Just like what? You can't tell me that small time farmers. Boy, that's pretty cool looking. You can't tell me that small time potato farmers are running around using $250,000 harvesters like that. I just refuse to believe it. So if that was 7,200 and we have 2,000 in the harvester already, that's good. So the AI got their job done. Just a couple $100 it cost me to pay them. Totally worth. I'll go ahead and zip this last line off here. See, like I could buy that Field 55, harvest the sunflowers off of it, and then sell it back. Like maybe just put a crop in for them and sell it. I don't know how people feel about that, but something that I thought about. Well, I always say I like maps with small fields, and now here I am, literally on a map with small fields. And I'm like, I think I'm going to sell some of these. The other option, just if you'll allow me for a minute. So this is 240, and that would barely leave us with enough money to buy our harvester. The other option I was thinking about is maybe instead of going down there, we could consider going this way. It's only 180. We could come this way. Or we could buy this field for 150 and eventually plan to buy that field. So then we could plow these two together, which I feel like that's a nice size field. And I don't think 57 is as small as it feels. I think if I could actually, maybe what we do instead of buying this back grass area for now, maybe we just plant this in grass, because you'll get multiple cuts out of it, you know? Maybe we do that. Instead of buying this, we buy this one. What's in that field right now? Nothing. Oh, barley. Well, barley would be good because it would get a straw. Interesting. So we could plow this field into this little job. I kind of like that. And then we'll plant this potato field that we're currently doing in grass. Alright. I think I like that plan. Hey, I don't know. I'll probably have recorded a few episodes in advance, so I may not get to your feedback. But if you have thoughts on what we should grow, go ahead and leave a comment, and I'll see if I can get to it. Sorry about the use of the more modern equipment for the potatoes, but I wanted to show you how we're getting this done, and maybe we can go vintage later. Thanks so much for watching this episode. My name is Boo Elliott, and I play simulation games, including Farm Sim. Bye for now.